Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at 22 at skill level 4, 5, and 6. Now I do have another video that covered 22 at the lower skill level at skill level 1, 2, and 3. In that video, I did cover her stats and some of the tips and tricks that I did use. So if you want to do a little bit of comparison for 22 at skill level 1, 2, and 3, or just want to see at the lower levels if 22 is worth getting, you definitely should check that video out. It's pretty informative. It will show you what the lower levels are and the skill, comparing them from skill level 1, 2, and 3, similar to what we're doing here for this video. For this one, I am going to focus on skill level 4, 5, and 6 and primarily show you two different gameplays of what I earned for these gameplays. Now I'm going to show you two different ones. So the first one is going to be a lower scoring one, and I'll show you a higher scoring one. So this first gameplay that you're watching for these three are the lowest scores that I got for 22, so you could expect somewhere in this range, between this range and also the second gameplay. I have been using 22 for a little while now, and I do like his ability, and it's pretty simple to use. There's not much to it. All you really have to do is just make sure that the entire screen is filled and then activate the ability. One thing I don't like about 22 is how long the animation is. It does take a while for the entire animation to run through. It gets a little tricky as well because sometimes you have magic bubbles on the screen and you might not be in fever, so you have to wait for the fever or the clears to be completed, popping all the bubbles. That sometimes takes a lot of time, so it can get a little bit cumbersome at times, but overall 22 is a fun Tsum to use. And also, like I mentioned in a previous video, these two Tsums are the only ones that's currently out from the Soul series. And because of that, I would encourage you to at least get one copy of 22 for the reason of collection. But when it comes to is he really functional or is it usable, it's okay. I think that there are better Tsums out there that you could use to earn you a lot of coins. But if you are relatively newer to the game and have some resources saved up, yeah, it's not too bad. I think 22 could be one that you could use to earn coins. It's of course not necessarily a best one or even a super good one. It's just an average good one, so you could use it to earn coins, but there are better options for you right now. So depending on which other ones you have, you might want to invest in your other ones, but 22 is a good option, so consider that when you are investing your skill tickets. So while these gameplays are winding down, I do want to just talk about the coin earnings that I got for these three gameplays. These three gameplays are more on the lower end, so meaning that while all the gameplays that I've completed, these were more on the lower end in terms of how many coins that I got. At skill level 4, I got 2,793 coins, and at skill level 5, I got 3,270 coins. Skill level 6, I got 3,819 coins. So they're relatively pretty good at skill level 5 and skill level 6, and even on the lower end, it's not too bad. So I think that if you were to try to use 22 to get coins, it's okay, as you can see here. But what I also want to show you guys is on the higher end that I got. These three that you're watching right now are the lowest coins that I got for these gameplays. So now I'm gonna go to the second gameplays that I recorded, which is the higher end. So these are what you could expect if you play a really good game and get super lucky, or maybe even just some skills involved. So take a look at this gameplay, and what I will also do later is activate the ability at the same time so you guys can see the difference between skill level 4, 5, and 6. One thing I did want to talk about here is the different strategies that I tried. So there were a couple of strategies that I tried. One is wait for all the Tsums to settle down before activating the ability. Another was for me to just keep spamming the ability right as soon as the ability gets charged up. Regardless of how many Tsums have settled down or not, I will just activate it. And then another strategy that I tried is before I activated the ability, I hit the fan button a little bit so that way it pops up. The reason that I want to hit the fan button right before it pops up is because if you focus on 22's ability, at the very end of the animation, 22 and Joe Garnier's soul will clear at the very top area as well. And sometimes if your Tsums are more still, I guess, like towards the bottom and slanted to the left, they don't get that last row. So hitting that button might help get some of the Tsums to shake them to the very top. So that's the reason why you might want to hit the fan. What I've actually found out is all three of these strategies would work well, but there's no one strategy that works well all the time. So what I mean by that is, let's say your screen is pretty empty and you have a lot of magic bubbles on the screen, you definitely want to wait a couple of seconds for the zooms to settle down. But if you notice at the ability, at the center right area, there's always going to be a gap there. So if you have a gap there, it doesn't matter. If you have a bubble there, then just let it stay there. So at that point, you might want to just activate the ability right away. And if you notice that your screen has a lot of 22s on the screen already, then yes, you want to just spam the ability in that situation, because having that, you will activate more abilities back to back. So more abilities activated per game would yield you more coins per game. So the moral of the story here is there's no one strategy that works best, but there's a combination of things that you could try to make the gameplay better to earn you a lot more coins. And that's how I earned really high score and also got a lot of coins for these demonstration, is because I did use multiple strategies. If you watch these closely, I didn't use one strategy specifically, but there was a mixture of multiple strategies used, and all three of them that I mentioned, I used at some point. Rewatch the video and see when I apply these strategies. It might help you get better at 22. What I also want to show you guys is the ability activated at the same time, so that way you can really see the comparison between skill level 4, 5, and 6. This could really help you determine if it's worth investing in 22 or not. So let's take a look at the abilities activated at the same time. So this is full speed of 22's ability, and you'll see that 22 and Joe Garner's Soul will zigzag around and clear a bunch of abilities. But let me slow this down for you. So as you see here, 22 Soul will come out, and then they will zip from the bottom left to the right, then left, right again. And then it will pop a bunch of zooms. So let me pause it right here, and as you see here, that at skill level 4, the S shape is a little bit smaller compared to skill level 5 and 6. Skill level 5 and 6, on the bottom half of the section is almost entirely covered, and that's because of the S shape. The size does get bigger and bigger every time you level it up. And I did get lucky here at skill level 6 because I do have a lot of zooms on the top right hand corner, and as you see here, at every little single play, there is a little bit of gray gap there regardless of how high your skill level is, so keep that in mind when you are playing. Now at skill level 4, I did get a chain of 32, skill level 5 I got a chain of 36, and skill level 6 I got a chain of 37. All three of these were fantastic clears, so really good results when you are using this ability. So the real question is it worth leveling 22 up to get additional coins? And that's really going to be up to you. I was pretty successful using 22 at the higher skill level, so let me run this game to the end and show you what I earned for coins. At skill level 4, I got 3,870 coins. At skill level 5, I got 3,928 coins. And finally, at skill level 6, I got a whopping 5,036 coins. So overall, if you think about it, it could be worth it to get 22 to a higher skill level. At skill level 6, I was able to get 5,036 coins, but there are better streams out there, and keep that in mind. And it's not necessarily too easy to maximize the coin earning potential, because I did have to use 3 different strategies and I had to actively play it and focus on it. So not necessarily the easiest one to use, but it could be viable if you are trying to get a Tsum this month that will earn you a lot of coins. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful in determining if you want to invest in 22 or not. And if you would like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. And as always, thank you so much for watching.